Hey, this is Chris Broderick of Megadeth, and you're watching Shockwave TV.
Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Mike Roach from Shockwave Magazine. We're actually outside, just outside the Mayhem Festival today. I'm here with Alexis from Straight Line Stitch. How you doing?
I'm good.
Awesome. Well, is this the first time you guys are playing this type of festival?
This is our first time playing Mayhem.
Awesome.
Yes.
Well, I really just want to ask a few things, and I was glad I got you because I've seen you in Baltimore a few times. And I gotta say, if you're not familiar with this band, she's got one of the most growling voices you will ever see on a stage ever. Like, it sends shivers down my spine in a good way. But I wanted to ask, like, how long do you really have to train to kind of get your voice in that type of that set?
Well, I think it's just we play shows a lot, so we tour a lot, so that really builds up like the strength of my vocal cords.
Okay.
But I haven't really done any like major training. You know, I've learned by like trial and error, but like I haven't got any like, you know, I guess professional training, I guess you call it.
Okay, that's cool. Another thing I was curious to ask, because there's more of a rise of women in metal. When you were starting out, did you have to face a lot of adversity, or was it pretty easy to break your way in?
At first, it was actually even before Straight Line Stitch. It was hard, you know, because at that time it wasn't popular to be like, you know, a woman vocalist, you know, and I was like trying. I was like, you don't know what you're missing right here. It's the gravy train. Women are coming up, and nobody would listen to me. And I finally got in a band. I finally broke in a band, and I was with that band for 5 years. And then we just started trading shows with Straight Line, and it just so happens that, you know, we became really good friends. And one day we were talking about our bands. My band was falling apart, and their band, their singer was going that way. And they were just like, you want to try out? And I was like, yes. And from there, it's just, you know, and you face battles every day, but it's just, I don't think it's any different than what any other band faces, you know, being male or female. It's hard, regardless.
Okay. That's really cool. And now I know of, like, your last album, you had a song in there, you worked with Jamie Johnson from Hatebreed. How did you come about getting him to do guest vocals on the song?
Well, our management, Del Rage Restaghini, he used to do a bunch of, like, Hatebreed videos, so him and Jamie are, like, best friends.
Oh, cool.
And, we were in the studio, and we weren't in the studio. It was before the studio. We wrote the song Taste of Ashes, and we were all talking about, you know, actually doing a feature. And it's just like, it seemed like the song screamed like Joster. Like, just like, I could hear his voice. And we approached Del about it, and Del was just like, oh, I'll get him Jamie and see if he wants to do it. And he was interested. So we went there, and he did it.
Now, since you're doing a Mayhem for the first time, is there any bands that you're really excited to see on this tour, or already have seen?
I've already seen them, and they've all been amazing. I've got to check out pretty much all the bands on the tour, and there's a reason why they're here. You know, we're playing with the cream of the crop. They're all good at what they do. Every single band on the bill is amazing.
Great. All right. Well, I mean, that's all I had for now, but really thank you for taking your time to do this for Shockwave Magazine.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
And we look forward to seeing you on stage this afternoon and rock the hell out of everybody.
I'm going to try, if I don't get sunstroke or something.
And you can check this out on shockwavemagazine.com. And where can everyone find you guys online?
You can find us on our Facebook. Definitely hit us up on our Facebook. That's like the main thing right now. They can always talk to us. We're always accessible. There's no Joe Smo running our page. It's us. So, yeah, just hit us up.
So it's not Twitter? Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah, and Twitter, yes. I'm going to get in trouble for not saying that. Twitter and Facebook, we're on there. So hit us up.
All right, well, great. Thank you very much, and thank you once again.
Yes, thank you.
Sitting with Shockwave Magazine here in the Sweltering Heat at Mayhem Festival. Here with Buzz, the guitarist from UNEARTH. And we have a few questions for you. First of all, what's it like being on the Mayhem tour? Is it your first time? Or?
Yep, it's our first time on Mayhem. It's a great time. You get to play with some of your favorite bands, good friends, you know, people you know. Aside from that, I think the people that just come to these shows are here for a good time. You know, maybe they called in sick to work, maybe it's like one of a few shows they can go to a year, but the vibe is like they have that mentality of like, I'm going out for the day, I'm gonna have a good time. So it's easy to play to a crowd like that.
Very cool. Yeah. Is there any bands that you were looking forward to seeing, or have you toured with before, or first time getting to see?
In Flames is one of my favorite bands, so we've toured with them plenty of times, and each time we play with them, I always fanboy out on them and get weird on them and get creepy. But yeah, they're one of my favorite bands like them. Kingdom of Sorrow is great, Suicide Silence, MEGADETH.
Yeah, MEGADETH. Very cool. So, your album, The March, was kind of like, a lot of people say like the breakout album, and it broke through the top 50. How was that for you guys when you?
It was cool. I mean, it was, you know, we just wanted to make a kind of a, you know, catchy record, something more oriented, and people dug it.
And how does the new album, Darkness in the Light, differ from the previous album?
I think it's just a bit more aggressive of a record, especially, you know, drum-wise. We got Justin Foley from Killswitch play drums on it. It really came across as much more aggressive, and you know, just a lot more hooks to it. I mean, that's kind of the record we wanted to make this time around. This time around, was something that was more intense.
Very cool. And you guys have been together since like '98 or
Since
something?
like forever.
Since forever.
'98 was so long ago.
Yeah. Is it still fun? You guys still enjoy coming out? And
We still have a great time. I mean, that's kind of our motto, is having a good time all the time, you know. You know, it's definitely different, you know, than when it was, you know, back then when everything was just really fresh and everything we did was new. But, you know, it's great being there. It beats cleaning toilets, that's for sure.
yeah. So what's next for you guys? What's next? Any more tours?
Yeah, we're doing a headlining run in Europe after this, and then from there we go to Australia to do Soundwave Revolution, which is being headlined by Van Halen. It's gonna be sweet. And then we do Japan, and I think we're going to China, and maybe some of those zones over there. I haven't heard much about it yet, but that'll be cool to go to a new place like that.
Nice to get out of this country for a little. Alright, well, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I know you guys got a lot of stuff to do, but where can we find you? Online, internet?
Oh yeah, on the
internet.
Just unearth.tv or facebook.com/unearth.
Very cool. Well, this is Cindy from Shockwave Magazine here with Buzz from Unearth, and thanks for coming.
All right, thank you. Where are we?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Mikey Rocha from Shockwave Magazine, and I have the distinct pleasure of sitting here with Kirk Winstein, of not only of Crowbar fame, but also here today at the Mayhem Festival with Kingdom of Sorrow. Kirk, how you doing today?
Doing good, Mike. Good to be here, man. Thank you.
All right. Well, I'm going to say first off, I had a great pleasure of actually seeing your second show ever when you guys played in Baltimore at the Auto Bar, and I got to say that you guys were on tour and packed, because it was just like an amazing thing just hearing about that. And I wanted to start off with first, I mean, I actually don't know, probably most of the other world knows, but really, I know you and Jamie are good friends, but really, how'd you come up with just the band Kingdom of Sorrow?
Jamie had been a Crowbar fan, well, still is, you know, from way back when he was a kid, because I'm a lot older than him. But he had offered Crowbar a support slot for Hatebreed in the UK back in early 2005. So we were like, of course, you know, we love Hatebreed, and I knew Jamie, and I knew it'd be a great package, and they're, you know, really big in the UK. So we supported him, and everything went really well, and we just got to really hanging out together a lot. And a little bit of talk, you know, about possibly doing a project together came about, and he called me one day in May of 2005 and said, "Dude, you want to try to do this thing?" I said, "Sure, man." So I jumped on a plane, went up to Connecticut, and we wrote and figured out we had a lot of potential with it. I went back right after Hurricane Katrina because I couldn't go home anyway, coming from New Orleans, you know. Flew up out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, went up, and we wrote and recorded the first record in September of 05 up there. Came out in, I think, February or March of 08. And, you know, rest is history. We work well together. It's a good, nice project. A lot of fun, good music.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad to hear that. And one thing I was always asking about, like, because Jamie Joss was such a huge fan, like, what was it like just first meeting him, like, when you just came in, like, you know, knowing that he's, like, you inspired, you know, the singer of Hatebreed? Well,
I mean, it's weird because he promoted us at a show back in, like, 1996 or something, so Hatebreed could open for us. Okay. And I think he lost a bunch of money or something on it, but he just wanted to do it as a fan to do it. So that was the first time I actually met him. And I can't remember if we were on tour with Napalm Death as well or not, something like that. But anyway, you know, so I've known him since then, and as years went by, we'd run into each other more often, and Hatebreed started getting really big, and then I play in Down also. You know, Down shared the stage with Hatebreed for the entire 2002 Ozfest. On the second stage, Down headline, Hatebreed went on right before us. So we hung out every day for freaking 2.5 months. You know, so we became good buddies then as well, and it just kind of grew from there.
Great. All right. Now, I was kind of curious also to ask, because now, like, after releasing two successful albums of Kingdom of Sorrow, do you just really seeing this project just kind of growing more and more, where it would become more of as a full-time gig, as like you do with Crowbar and Down?
I mean, yes and no. I think, our main purpose of doing this tour is to show people that it is a side project, but it's also a real band. It's not just two friends fucking around, with some other guys, obviously. But, we want to let everybody know we're a real band, and we will do more stuff with Kingdom of Sorrow, but this is your only chance to see us on a real tour right now. We committed to just doing the Mayhem Fest, and, I mean, I'm only home a few days. He leaves for Europe 3 days after he returns home. I play with Crowbar, Ride for Dime 5 days after I get home, do a show in Baton Rouge the next day, and then I start up a Down tour September 1st, so, and he takes out with Hatebreed on a big tour for quite a while. So we'll squeeze it in at some point in time, but obviously Down's my priority, and Crowbar's, right behind that, and Hatebreed's his. And he also has his new Josta record, which came out this past Tuesday. So if you're seeing this whenever it is aired, it's out, so go get the Josta. It's a really good record. We do The Fearless Must Endure, for his first single off that live on this tour, actually, and it goes over really well live. It's a great song. So
awesome. Well, definitely check out for that. Now, just to turn around a little bit, because you're mentioning you're getting ready to go on the road of Down. I know that Rex recently left. How is recording process going for a new Down album? Because I know that's been in talks for quite a while.
Oh, we're actually doing 4 EPs with Down. We have the first one written. Hopefully we'll get to recording it. Like I said, we jump right on the road. As soon as I get back from this, Jimmy, our drummer from Down, has some I Hate God stuff as well. And then we'll jump into rehearsals with Down, do the tour, and then hopefully get a chance to get in the studio. We have the material written. Hopefully we'll get a chance to work the material up, get in the studio, and at least get started before we're heading to South America with Down for the first time. Obviously, Philip's been down there with Pantera, numerous times, and they were huge down there, so I think it's going to be good for us. We're all excited. We're doing that in November for 10 days or something, so looking forward to that, and then getting, the new Down finished and getting on the road with Down. With new product, that is.
All right. Well, look forward to seeing some new Down. And I just got one question. It's kind of a little bit of a fun one. What are some guilty pleasure songs of yours that people wouldn't expect you to listen to that would just totally throw them off guard?
Well, a lot of my fans know this by now, but I'm a huge Lady Gaga fan. I love her. Yeah. Dude, she's talented, man.
She's talented. She's catchy.
She's, she can do it all. She writes, she sings, she's a performer. She's a pop icon or whatever. It's no disrespect to the Britney Spears and people like that, but Lady Gaga is so much, so far beyond that, because she's a great musician, a great songwriter, a great vocalist. She has it all. It's not just people are writing her songs and she's out there lip syncing and shit. I mean, when you look online and see YouTube and see footage of just her on a piano, you realize how talented she really is. Right. And that's what drew me to her as a pop, person. The songs are catchy. Have they been done before? Yeah. It's a formula. Yeah. That's why everybody loves. But she's smart. It's it's not like she's just a figurehead and somebody's behind the scenes working her like a puppet. She's in charge of her own career and she's great at it. So that's my secret crush thing is Lady Gaga.
All right, that works.
Absolutely.
Well, Kirk, I really want to thank you for your time, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the Mayhem stage today, my friend. Thank you.
Hey, this is Cindy again from Shockwave Magazine here with Paulo from the epic Trivium in the AC, away from the sweltering heat. Well, we wanted to give you guys a shirt. If you would like to wear it, you're more than welcome to, but this is our little magazine in Baltimore.
Killer, clean shirt.
Yeah, right? After you're all sweaty, there's a rocket. Well, I've got a few questions for you. Got them written down because it's hard to remember everything. So, first, you guys have been together. The original lineup was like 16 or 17 years
Yeah.
old.
Matt and Travis started the band back in 98 or something. It's been around for a while.
Yeah. How do you keep it together, like, all together all these years?
You know what? It's like touring either kind of separates bands or brings them closer together, and we've been lucky that it's done that for us. It's brought us together. Now having Nick in the band, it's just really solidified us as friends.
So, you guys are currently still on Roadrunner Records, right?
Yes.
How's that going? How are they treating you?
It's been great. I mean, I gotta hand it to them. They've just stuck by us. They've let us develop, and it's just so rare that bands ever have a chance to put out multiple albums and to grow as people, to grow as a band. You know, and some bands get it right the first album. And I think Ascendancy, our debut for Roadrunner, was a great start. But you know, it takes time to grow into who you're gonna be. And, you know, we're all in our mid-20s now, so I think we have more of an idea of what Trivium is and what we want to be. And thankfully, they've stuck by us. And, you know, they're really pumped with the new album. They're ready to just get out there and do their part to get it to that next level.
And with the new album, In Waves, how do you feel it differs from your previous albums?
It draws a lot of elements from those albums. I mean, we definitely add in a lot of, you know, as you collect influences and kind of store it in your brain, so when you're writing, you're always updating upon your sound. But I think we just really made a solid album, start to finish, that was a complete vision. We've never had the chance to spend a year off the road thinking about, all right, how do we want to sound, spend the time demoing, and then on top of that, spend the time doing the artwork for that long, and just really having a clear idea of like how we want it to be presented, how we want it to come across this time. It's nice. It's like we had a chance to kind of reset everything and start new.
Do you have a favorite track either on the new album or like what's your favorite songs? Like, do you have anything you really
Tough. I
look
mean, I
forward
love playing all the new stuff when we get a chance to. I'd say the old songs, it's always fun playing Full Harder just because, you know, it's just a really good song. It's just simple enough, just technical enough. Everything was perfect about that song. And on the new album, I'd say the song I've been really drawn to a lot is Black. That one really rocks. I don't know. We haven't played it in a couple shows, so I think we're definitely going to have to bust it out again here soon.
And is this your first time on the Mayhem tour?
This is our second time, like 2009 as well.
Nice warm welcome back.
Yeah, it's been great. A lot of familiar faces, a lot of new faces, a lot of bands we haven't toured with, which is awesome. And just very, very laid back. Everyone's really having a good time. And it's all, I mean, we're at a traveling rock show.
Right.
So it's really get cooler than that.
Was there a band that you were looking forward to see for the first time or see again?
Definitely was looking forward to seeing Megadeth.
Yeah.
They rotate some different songs in every night, so we've been trying to, you know, put the word out that we want to hear Angry again. So we're hoping they're going to do that one of these nights before the end of the tour.
And just a random question: any guilty pleasures, musically, movies?
Guilty pleasures. I listen to a lot of types of music, so the only thing I don't like is country. Everything else is fair game. I'll listen to anything at least once. But guilty pleasures, I can't think of anything. There's nothing too guilty about. I love Lady Gaga, but I wouldn't say that's guilty. She's just badass.
Very cool. Well, we're gonna wrap it up, and thank you very much for spending the time with us. And I really look forward to seeing you guys on stage. This is my first time seeing you, so very much looking forward to it. Thank you. You are very welcome. Nice to meet you too.
What's up, guys? Rob from Shockwave here. We are with
Ben from All Shall Perish.
Ben from All Shall Perish, and we are backstage here at the, well, actually it's cooled down a little bit from what it was earlier. It's probably about 100 degrees. Is this the hottest one on the tour yet?
Not even close, man. I'd say New Mexico or Phoenix was probably the hottest.
Right on.
Like 115.
115.
Yeah.
Like, from the perspective of, you know, somebody in the crowd, they're, you know, throwing down, dirt flying, sweating. What is it like? Is it like to get up there and you're up there for like 30 minutes, 40? Would you think it's like double the pressure of, throwing down and it just being extra hot up there?
Yeah, I mean, the 115 dates, it literally felt like my feet were melting into the stage. So you have to constantly be moving. Sun's beating down on you. It just drains you after like 4 songs. You really have to kick it into overdrive or you just fall over.
Would you say the Baltimore, Virginia, D.C. crowd was in overdrive today?
They were killing it. Yeah, good times.
You said you have an album that came out last week?
Yeah, it came out on the 26th. It's called This Is Where It Ends. It's our fourth record on Nuclear Blast Records. And it's pretty sweet.
Excellent. And I don't know if you can see it from back there. See this guy's hands? The old he's got the old super excellent.
They're actually in Revolver magazine for like worst tattoos ever.
Worst tattoos ever?
The publicist told us to send in all our like silly tattoos, and that was like their worst section.
You need to send it to a place called geekology.com.
I know that site.
Excellent.
I will send that.
Alright, hey everybody, how's it going? It's once again, it's Mikey Roach from Shockwave magazine. And here I have is Nicholas and Daniel from the band UNEARTH. And guys, how you doing today?
We're good. We're sweaty, but it's all good. We're good. We're not used to this hot weather. We're from the north.
Oh yeah, I can only imagine. But hey, it's got to be a nice change of pace. And I kind of want to start off, so far, how's the tour going for you guys?
It's been going good. We have a great time, and I mean, this is the first tour we do in 2.5 years. So I mean, we're really eager to keep touring. So we know some of the bands from previous tours, and we have a good time. Oh, it's going really good.
Oh, great. Well, okay. I want to ask a couple of questions, like with the tour and all that, like, because we're going with that, like, is there anything like interesting you guys have seen so far in the Mayhem Fest from like both perspectives?
Like other bands or
like I guess bands, any wild road experiences, anything like that?
I mean, it happens crazy stuff all the time. I mean, we hang out drinking beer, and I mean, crazy stuff happens. But as I said, it's a cool experience. It's cool to meet new bands and meet new friends, and that's all good.
Cool.
It's all about hanging out and having a good time. Play the shows and enjoy what you're doing.
Awesome. Well, I wanted to ask you a little bit about the new album, like, because from what it sounds like, it's definitely like a different new approach. Like, really, like, what was like the concept of coming up with the new album, like, from a creative standpoint?
I don't know. We don't really discuss how we should write the songs. I mean, we make music that we enjoy and that we can stand behind and be proud of. And this is how it turned out. I mean, of course, we put on a lot of effort into production and songwriting, but it comes naturally. We don't really sit down and plan before how we should write the songs or whatever.
Okay. How about from yourself?
Yeah. I think this album is more like guitar driven, more technical in that kind of sense, but still very catchy, still very melodic. I like it.
Now, since like you guys both mentioned you're kind of not used to this type of weather, and over here, like, how is like the fan reactions over here in the States as to opposed to like outside the United States?
I would say that metal fans are kind of similar all over the place. I mean, they're very dedicated and passionate about the music. I mean, I think maybe the mosh pits are a little more aggressive in the States, but otherwise, metalhead seems to be similar.
Kind of get that as well?
I guess I do. I guess Europeans are more like open-minded.
Okay.
Into genres, it has to be this, it has to be that. As long as it's a good band, it's a good band. But over here it's more like, this is deathcore, or this is death metal, or it's more like genres.
That's really cool. Now, after the Mayhem Festival rolls up, what's in the plans for UNEARTH? Like, what's in the plans for UNEARTH after Mayhem Festival?
In Flames?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, in Flames, my God.
That's alright.
That was a brain fart of me.
That was short break, then one tour.
Okay.
Europe, Russia, and then Europe again.
Cool.
It's all touring.
Alright, great. Well, I mean, that's all I got for right now, but guys, thank you very much for taking out your time. Thank you. Thank you.
How's it going, everybody? Rob from Shockwave here. It's blaring hot down here in Bristow, Virginia. We're at the LUBE otherwise known as Jiffy Lube Live, formerly Nissan Pavilion, and I have one of the gods of guitar riffing sitting to my left, your right, Chris Broderick, who is now with Megadeth. How are you doing today, sir?
Very good. Thanks for having me.
What's it like being the new guy in Megadeth? I know you're obviously not brand new to things with Nevermore and whatnot, but what's it like being the new guy in Megadeth?
Well, I've been in a little bit over 3 years now, so I don't know what you consider new, but the newest, you know, I mean, it's awesome. You know, I don't even consider that anymore. We're a band, and we get together and we do all the things that we need to, regardless of how long anybody's been in the band. So that's the way it feels. It's awesome.
How's the besides this tour? How's the Big Four been going?
I mean, awesome. It's been great. You know, the crowds love it, and all 4 bands get together and really try and you know, just help each other out and promote the idea of thrash metal and just make the shows more than just 4 bands playing it.
Do you guys like actually find time during like all those shows to all, like, how often is it that all 4 bands get together and actually sit down and do something, or dinner, or?
Well, I don't know that it would be all 4 bands, but it's always different groups of people bouncing back and forth, you know. You know, whether it's going to hang out with Charlie from Anthrax or Kerry King or a few of the guys, you know. It doesn't matter. It's like we all kind of intermingle. You know, it's a little bit as we have time, but there is nobody that you wouldn't find hanging out with another person.
And you were just telling me, I was going to say, how's the Mayhem tour been going, and I asked if this is the hottest one so far. You were telling me there was like 115 in Arizona?
Well, I don't know about 115. I think that day was 108, and we played when it was 102. So it was definitely hot. But the one difference is as we've headed over to the East Coast, it's definitely been more humid over here. So you feel it a little bit more, even though it's not quite as hot.
Talk about the new Megadeth album, 13. Is that coming out, or is that it's already out?
No, it's coming out. It's tentatively release date of, I think, November 1st, right around there. So I think that's probably a pretty good estimate, because if you release too much after that, it's like the whole music industry shuts down. So, yeah, I would expect to see it by then.
Anything on the rumor circulation of Gigantor coming back in 2012?
Maybe. Unfortunately, I can only add to the rumor mill. Yeah.
So as far as like your guitars, and you know, let's talk gear for a minute. Your guitars, and is there any plans on doing? Do you have a signature model out through Ibanez?
Not through Ibanez. It's through Jackson. I switched to Jackson this last year because they were actually willing to step up and make the exact instrument that I wanted and be able to offer it to anybody that wants it. And that was a big stipulation of mine, because I'm just so tired of seeing, you know, signature series guitars come out where you know that the artist doesn't actually play the exact same thing that is released to the public, and that's one thing I really wanted.
So where could people pick those up at?
Well, you can pre-order them now, I think, on Jackson's website. And I know a ton of companies that are going to have them in stock and have pre-ordered them themselves. The main thing right now is they're actually producing the model as, you know, they're building it as we speak, and they expect to be shipping it in late August. Okay. So I wouldn't doubt that you could pre-order it now, but when they'll be shipping is in late August.
Mayhem tour, Big Four, like, you know, everything that's been going on. How's the Mayhem tour been so far?
It's been awesome. You know, to me it's like a little bit more of what I remembered as a fan, you know, going to the festivals that I went to when I grew up, and just seeing, you know, the bands playing in the parking lots and different things you can do, seeing the motorcycle jumping and all of that stuff. You know, it's very cool. It's a definite festival atmosphere, and it really brings back that kind of fan in me that I like. And not to mention some of the cool bands that are playing, you know, like In Flames and Machine Head. Good friends with those guys, so I'm fortunate to get to hang out with them as well.
Anybody particular, like when you're like, you guys made the decision, all right, we're going to do Mayhem Fest, and you saw the roster, you're like, oh, I've been wanting to see that band?
Well, most I've seen. in the past. So there wasn't anybody in particular, but I do wish that like I wasn't so busy in the daytime so I could see UNEARTH play, because I heard they're really great live.
Future plans for Megadeth from this point?
Nothing. We're not going to do a thing, you know. No. After we finish out the Mayhem Festival, we've got another Big Four show, September 14th at Yankee Stadium. It should be just over the top.
Happen to have an extra ticket to that by chance?
Unfortunately not. They're not giving us any comps. Nobody gets comps for that. And then we've got 3 weeks down in South America, and then we're going to ramp up for supporting 13 and probably doing something along the lines of 18 months of touring for that. So.
Are you guys playing anything new off of that album tonight on the Mayhem?
Yes, we're really pushing the song Public Enemy #1. So I think that's a great live tune, and it's the lyrics are very melodic, and they're like, you know, it's Public Enemy #1, so people can pick up on it really quick. I think the audience can pick up on that, and then they start singing along with us. So.
And you said the tentative date for that was like August?
No, early November.
Early November?
Yeah.
All right, and that's when you can find the new Megadeth album 13 in stores. And thank you, Chris, for your time. Rob, and see you out there in the field.